on a Monday. It is the 22nd of June, 2026. We got cloudy skies here in central Alabama across the Birmingham metro area, and watching carefully what's back to the west. Well, what's back to the west? Rain. A lot of rain. Looks like Arkansas, Mississippi about to get it. We're going to have some rain in the forecast a little later on today. Looks like the northern half of the state probably going to get most of it, but here in the Birmingham metro area, still going to get some in a little south of us as well. We'll have to wait and see how the day progresses, but careful out there. Partly cloudy Tuesday, a 50% chance of rain at 89. Mostly sunny Wednesday, 30% chance of showers. And then it looks as if we're back to our regular somewhat summer pattern of maybe just a pop-up shower late in the day. But these next couple of days, just know that we've got a pretty good chance for some showers.
Yeah, today especially. Thunder, lightning, all that stuff. Just be prepared. One way to get prepared is to call Alabama Tree Pros, by the way. Should definitely take a look at what's going on with your tree situation, because, if you don't keep an eye on it, the next thing you know, you've got a tree that's fallen on your house or your neighbor's house or fallen across your power lines, taking your power out, and you're like, I never saw it coming. Well, it's because you weren't looking for it. You got to look, and you got to pay attention, especially if you have lots of trees on your property that could feasibly cause problems. Alabama Tree Pros will be happy to come out, give you a prognosis and a diagnosis on those trees, and tell you whether or not they need to come down, or they just need to be trimmed up, or some branches need to be taken off. They're going to shoot you straight. They're going to be honest every step of the way, because, they really live on word-of-mouth business. I am, of course, the biggest mouth in town. That's why this works so well when I say you should call Alabama Tree Pros. But everybody that I've talked to and has used them has gone on to recommend them to other people because they do such a great job. 308-4158. That's Alabama Tree Pros, 308-4158, alabamatreepros.com online. They are licensed, bonded, insured. They'll staple all that to the back of your very low, all right, lower than the other guy's estimate. Getting tree work done is never inexpensive, just so you know. But these guys are less expensive than the other guys, and that's what you need to know about Alabama Tree Pros. 308-4158. Bill Maher chastised his audience the other day because he, like a lot of people, looked at the Obama library and said, this thing is an immense eyesore. It looks like something that Arabs would build in Dubai. What the hell? It's nearly windowless. It's a 225-foot-tall museum. It opened in Chicago on Friday, and it cost $850 million. He says, I don't know why progressive like this. Couldn't that money be better spent on something else? Mm-hmm.
It's pretty awful looking. Now, the grounds, the landscaping in the grounds, not so bad. You can walk around and enjoy it, but that building is awful. You look at it and you're just like, what is that?
It is funny to me that they talk about the ballroom, and they go, $200 million, this is insane. $300 million, however much it's going to cost. That's crazy. And you go, but it's not taxpayer money. It's okay. It's being paid for by Trump's cronies, buddies, They're rounding up some cash to make sure that it's not on your back, but it is going to be certainly for the American people and used by every president from this point forward. Well, that money could be used for something better. Then you look at this huge eyesore, this $850 million nightmare in the middle of Chicago, and they're like, it's so beautiful.
You're so full of it.
Yeah, exactly.
You're like, you're not telling the truth here.
Yeah.
If you look at that building, that no one would look at that and go, oh, that's just gorgeous.
Yeah, it's like people who claim they like Yoko Ono's music. You're lying. You're lying, and we know it.
Wow, that's quite a comparison.
You're not fooling anybody.
Oh, man, that's really bad. And again, if you're Obama, if you're having a library with your name put on it, could I please look at the, let me look at the plans. What are your plans here? Let me get with the architect, because I want it to be kind of a reflection of who you are, right? Well, you know what? The more I think about it, Richard.
Yeah.
If he approved the plans, then this is a reflection of him.
This is a reflection of him.
Period. Mm-hmm. That's all we need to say.
Or part of him, anyway. What? I don't understand it either. I really don't. And Bill Maher actually is sort of against the idea of a presidential library in general. He's like, look, Obama lives on in our hearts and our minds, and we don't need some big obelisk to remind us that he was the first black president. We're aware of that. But I'm not against the idea of presidential libraries. I'm against the idea of $850 million presidential libraries where many of the minority contractors have not yet been paid, and some of them have already filed bankruptcy.
And the other point of having a library would be that you can go in to the library and there would be things for you to see and enjoy in the library. Doesn't sound like there's very much to even go see and enjoy inside the library.
Well, in 8 years, what really did Barack Obama accomplish? I saw a picture over the weekend that was, and I don't remember why they got together, but it was George W., Barack Obama, Bill Clinton, and Joe Biden in the background. And the person posting it said, "Can you imagine Donald Trump being in this picture? They would never have him. He's just not accepted," and blah, blah, blah. And I looked at it and I thought, in 1 term and a half, he accomplished more than all 4 of those guys put together. Donald Trump has done more in 6 years than all of those guys put together. And think about it. That's what, 16, 24, 28 years. 28 years worth of presidenting right there.
Right. The other thing is, and I know there's a lot of people that love going to libraries, love going to the library. We have libraries here in our community that are very nice, and you can go and sit on any day of the week and read something and enjoy what's at the library. Do we maybe need to look at doing something other than a library?
Presidential?
Yeah,
I think library is just a term. Certainly, the papers are kept there,
yes,
but there's also
artifacts from his president.
It's kind of a museum.
But do you need you need an $850 million building for that? Could we not have used 3/4 of that money to do something else in the community?
Oh, absolutely. You didn't need to spend an $850 million building to make this happen.
Okay.
Absolutely not.
If I ever get unlucky enough to become president of the United States, instead of a library, I'll have a theme park.
There we go.
I like it.
I like the theme park. People can visit.
I was going to say trampoline park for me. I'm going to go trampoline park.
I thought he was going to say like a go-kart park.
Go-kart track.
Yeah, that'll work.
That'd be good.
I'm in.
I like it.
Mm-hmm.
Rod Stewart had to stop his Utah concert to use an oxygen tank on stage. He nearly fainted. Well, the man is 80 years old.
Did you see him do that when you saw him in concert?
He may have done it backstage.
But you didn't see him.
He left the stage on 4 separate occasions during that 2-hour show and let somebody else take the reins. Like he had one female background singer who belted out a classic Motown tune, which was great. He left at one point while they were doing some Irish stuff, which was fun. And he came back in a different set of clothes, so he was back there changing clothes, putting on a different sport coat, whatever, and he may have been taking a couple of hits of oxygen while he was back there. The man doesn't stop moving. He does not stop moving during the entire show.
Well, it could be why he's 81 years old and able to do concerts.
Could be.
At that age, let the man have a little oxygen in the middle of the concert.
Go right ahead. I think you'll be okay.
And again, he was dealing with some kind of illness, upper respiratory infection or sinus infection. So maybe he really just needed a little help, and I'm not holding this against Rod Stewart.
No.
You do what you need to do. If this brings you joy and you still enjoy what you're doing, no one's forcing you to do this, Rod, then if you need a little help, a little oxygen, go right ahead.
I am so glad that I went to that show.
Yeah.
I am so glad that I went to that show and walked away, and everybody that I talked to who had been there, we were all just gobsmacked. We were all just like,
how did he do that?
Did you expect that?
Yeah.
Nope.
It's amazing.
I did not. It really
amazing.
was remarkable. Carrie Underwood has shared a patriotic video of an American flag display near her Tennessee property. It's almost as big as the ones you find on car lots.
Let me tell you something. You all, if you've not seen this video, sometime between now and July 4th, you've got to see it. It is an immense amount of flags. It reminds me very much of the day after 9/11 where everybody had an American flag out. Everybody did. This woman has, I don't know how many acres it is, but it literally goes on for miles along her fence line. It's like every 10 feet she's got a huge flag, and it goes forever and ever. And I'm like, it'll give you chill bumps.
I look at that and I think, that's a lot of maintenance.
But she's not having to do it. She's got people to do that for her, right?
Does have people.
If it starts getting, I thought about that. I was like, all it will take is one of the flags, and I think one of them was kind of wrapped around the pole a little bit. You probably have somebody that has to go out and
Unwrap it.
unwrap it and
Yeah.
make sure that they're, still, a big gust of wind hasn't pulled it out of the
Flapping in the
hole.
breeze. But they get worn out, I mean, they
Yeah.
do. Flapping in the breeze is one of the things that will absolutely kill a flag. But I had one that I had hanging on my porch in Highland Park, and it was illuminated at night, which you're supposed to do.
Mhm.
And I said, we're moving. We're taking this to Orlando with us. We're going to make sure that this is going to be the same thing. I took it down. It was thread.
Oh, yeah.
It didn't look like that,
Mhm.
but it was thread. It had been hanging up there for so long, and it just fell apart in my hands. I was like, oh, no, America.
I would say I change out. I have one on the front porch, an American flag, and I probably change it out about every 7 months because between the sun,
Yeah.
and the rain and
Bleach right up.
it starts to, and I don't like it looking all tethered and torn. So
No.
then it's time to put a fresh one out. So
Absolutely.
about every 7 or 8 months, a new one goes out. And I'm getting
Uh,
close to one now. I think I better get one up before the 4th. That
better.
looks a little better than the
Hurry.
one I've got.
Hurry.
Hmm.
Do we need an Austin Powers 4?
No.
Do we want an Austin Powers 4?
Yes.
Well, there you go.
Do we want it to be good?
Yes.
Yes.
I think there's a lot of stuff to like about it. I think we saw it pop up. Yes, a Verizon commercial.
Yeah. Saw the commercial and I was like, man, impressive. They got everybody to do this ad.
Mindy Sterling, Rob Lowe, Seth Green, everybody was in it, and I'll be really interested to see how that goes. Of course, we did lose number 2. He's no longer with us, right? Robert, what's his name? I can't remember. He's the guy that
Wagner?
Robert Wagner. Rob Lowe plays the younger version of him. Is Robert Wagner? Am I killing Robert Wagner?
I don't know. You better be careful with that.
I do believe you are killing Robert Wagner
Oh,
before
no.
his time.
No, Robert, come back.
You better
Come back to me.
No, he is 96.
Okay,
So,
he might not be ready to go
he
up
may
here.
not be
and,
all that willing
okay.
to actually go out and do that.
Richard killed him.
I thought 3 was fantastic. I think they, I don't know how they can top themselves. I thought, Goldmember was about as good as you're going to get. The opening especially was fantastic. The guest appearances, the stars that they threw in there, just phenomenal. Like, what are you going to do that's going to be better than that?
It's a good question.
I don't know that you can.
Plus, how is he going to advertise it? Because he doesn't have a Star Wars movie to go up against and say, hey, if you're going to go see one movie this year, go see Star Wars. But if you're going to go see 2, then come see Austin Powers.
Right.
918 with Dixon and Vining and the Alabama Men's Clinic would like to talk to you about your testosterone. How is it? Is it where it needs to be? Is it as high as it needs to be? If not, they've got methods for getting that where it needs to be. Quick and easy test. They take a little bit of blood, and then they'll talk to you about what it is you're looking for, what you need, and how to get it into your body. And if you're struggling with ED, they can talk about that. They can talk about your hair loss and your weight loss and GLP-1s and peptides and all that good stuff. It is, physician-backed urology powered by Men's Pro. We're not talking about a bunch of quacks over here. We're talking about guys who are really concerned about men's health and think it's time that men have doctors of their own to look after manly things. And they do a great job of it, too. I know. I've been a client for a little over a year now. The Alabama Men's Clinic, 598-7000, 598-7000. Make an appointment online, alabamamensclinic.com. You can do that in 30 seconds or less. Can you believe this song is over 20 years old?
Time's flying by,
Man,
Richard.
It really is. It really is. I'm like, oh, I love this new music. Oh, 20 years old. 9:23, Dixon and Vining. Let's do this, shall we?
It's Steve's turn.
Well, over the weekend, we learned of the passing of noted television director James Burrows. His name might not necessarily be top of mind to you, but if you've watched popular sitcoms over, say, the last 50 or so years, you likely have Burrows to thank for a good number of them. Burrows, born James Edward Burrows, December 30th, 1940, in Los Angeles. His father, a composer, director, and writer, so show business was in his blood already. And assisted when his family relocated across the country as a youth when he attended and graduated from New York's High School of Music and Art. He would continue his studies at Oberlin College and later Yale University's School of Drama. But after Yale, instead of sticking around New York with his parents, he decided to move back to his native California and with his uncle's help got a job as a dialogue coach on a short-lived television show in the mid-1960s. Then became a stage manager for a theater production of Holly Golightly that ran from 1965 through 1967. The stage production, they said, wasn't as successful as they might have liked, but it did do one thing for James Burrows. It introduced him to a lady by the name of Mary Tyler Moore, who would starred in it. He would continue to work on stage productions into the 1970s, but when he kind of felt like there was more to be done, he contacted Moore and her husband, Grant Tinker, at MTM Productions about some opportunities there. Got hired to direct some episodes of the Mary Tyler Moore Show. His work there got him more work, specifically on things like the Bob Newhart Show in the mid-1970s. Based upon that, Burrows, at the request of Tinker, was actually mentored by a guy by the name of Jay Sandrich, another prolific TV sitcom director. Worked on the Mary Tyler Moore Show himself, go on to work on other successful shows like The Cosby Show and The Golden Girls. Over his time at MTM, he would gain a reputation for being an actor's director. He kind of rewrote the book on how to set the cameras up for the actors to make them look their best and how stage lighting was done for the sets. In the 1970s alone, directed many episodes of Phyllis, Rhoda, Laverne and Shirley, Busting Loose, not a big success, and The Ted Knight Show, among others. But in 1982, he decided he was going to team up. Instead of working on other things for other people, why couldn't we create something of our own? So he teamed up with his brother Glenn and a gentleman by the name of Les Charles to begin to create their own shows. They had worked with James on the show Taxi, seeking more and more control over what they were trying to work up for, and they started to work up this little show about an ex-Boston Red Sox pitcher who opens up a bar in that city and called it Cheers. First, it lagged in the ratings, but NBC stuck with it back when networks had patience and found its audience, ran for 275 episodes over 11 years. James directed all but 35 of those. The success of that show allowed the trio to sell more shows like Dear John, The Hogan Family, and Night Court, of which James directed the vast majority of those as well. Talk about being a busy guy. Cheers would go, of course, spin off the successful Frasier, got him his first Emmy for directing. It's hard to believe that he didn't get one for Cheers. He would direct many episodes of that series the first few years, but a British show had caught his attention. He wanted to direct some episodes of that as well. Turns out he wasn't able to do many, but he did do the very first episode about a show about 6 New York City 20-somethings we now call Friends. No, he didn't create it. He did direct 15 episodes, most from season 1, winning another Emmy for one particular episode, the one with the blackout. Other successful shows that Burrows either had a hand in creating and or directing included Wings, another Cheers spinoff, News Radio, Caroline in the City, Dharma and Greg, and Third Rock from the Sun. Going on into the 2000s, his run of directing and helping create successful sitcoms continued. The likes of Will and Grace, directed the pilot episode of The Big Bang Theory, helped launch that into a decade run of success. On occasion, he also appeared in front of the camera in bit roles in Rhoda, Cheers, Friends, among others. In all, Burrows has 143 directing credits, all but one of them on TV, 23 producing credits, again, the vast majority on TV, but he also has credits for writing, acting, and more. Claimed 11 Primetime Emmys for his work in all, 5 Directors Guild of America awards. He was given the Directors Guild of America Lifetime Achievement Award in 2015. Burrows married twice, 3 children, 1 stepchild. He and his second wife were living in Manhattan when word came down that he'd passed away on Friday afternoon. Cause was unrevealed. James Burrows, 85 years old.
Whew. I mean, imagine what TV might have been like if he had never been born or had gone into a different line.
Stuck with stage, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, he was largely responsible for the modern day sitcom. You know,
Yeah, the way that it looks, the way the lighting, the way that he kind of set it up for the actors to make them look their best. Yeah, a lot of that is credited to him.
amazing stuff. Plus, I understand he was not shy about changing scripts a little bit. You know, he'd be like, okay, that line doesn't work. Try this one. Directors aren't supposed to do that, but he's like, we got to get the laugh. I think the Friends special said that Jimmy would regularly go like, okay, and they'd shoot it like 3 or 4 different ways, and the one that got the biggest laugh is the one
That's
that
the
they
one
would
they went
use.
with. Yeah.
Smart man. 9:30 Dixon and Vining, Talk 99.5, Talk995.com. You are welcome to reach out to us at 545-9950. You're also welcome to hunker down because coming up in just a few hours, it looks like some fairly serious rain is going to be coming into our area. Already saturated ground, some thunder, some lightning. Who knows? Maybe it falls apart before it gets here, but right now, this is what we're planning on, so be prepared. I guess we're not going to get a Jeff joke of the day.
No love from Jeff.
A little upset about
See,
that.
you've made him mad, Richard.
Oh, no, not that. Jeff is a pastor. He's not allowed to get mad.
Maybe he's praying for us today.
Oh, I need all the prayers I can get.
Sometimes
Anytime-
after our shows, I'm like, I hope somebody prayed for us today.
Anytime somebody, can I pray for you? It's like,
Yes, please.
Yes, immediately. Twice as hard. Thank you. 9:36 with Dixon and Viney.
Put me on your permanent prayer list. That's what I say. Hey, we are about to get inundated with some more rain, folks. I know I just said to Richard, oh no, the sun just came out. And we're like, that's never good because it heats up the atmosphere. But rain, yes, a little bit later on today, we're going to get that. And Be Dry knows that anybody in central Alabama that's dealing with water issues coming into their home, it's a serious, serious problem. It can do all kinds of harm to your home, like cracking in the foundation eventually if you just leave these things not taken care of. And that's what Be Dry is all about. They're ready to come to your rescue. I don't know that they have a cape or come that way, but gosh, it sure feels like that. Here comes your heroes to save the day. David Fevet and the guys at Be Dry. This company has been in business over 65 years. So be assured, first of all, that this is a company that knows what they're doing. They give you the strongest lifetime warranty in the business. They also have a whole bunch of budget-friendly solutions. But the first thing you want to do is get the free quote and get them out just to kind of see what's going on. It may be something simple. It may be a little more complicated. But trust me, when it comes to water problems in your crawl space basement or cracking in the foundation, they have an answer. They know how to fix it, and they'll get it done right for you. And for a limited time, only 25% off encapsulation. If you need a crawl space encapsulated, you're going to save 25% off right now. And again, it's only for a limited time. Call them today at 942-1976. And you can also find out more about this great company, Be Dry, by going online to BeDryAlabama.com. Be Dry, foundation and waterproofing to the rescue. BeDryAlabama.com, 942-1976.
All right, in lieu of Jeff, I'll tell you this. This is too long for Jeff to text us anyway.
Okay.
A moth goes into a podiatrist's office.
Okay.
Podiatrist says, how are you feeling? Moth says, not good. Things are bad. I hate my job. Been working at this company for 30 years. Same stupid cubicle. I don't like it anymore. I look at the woman in bed next to me. I don't even know her. I don't know how we got to this point, but we barely speak, and it's just become a marriage of convenience as near as I can tell. And my two kids, they're the worst. I mean, one of them I'm not even sure is mine. I'm just really horrified. This life is just, it's just getting me down. Podiatrist says, it sounds to me like you need a psychiatrist. Why'd you come to the podiatrist's office? Moth says, because your light was on.
Jeez.
That's perfect. That's perfect fill-in for no Jeff joke.
That's right. That's a Jeff
'Cause
joke if ever I heard one.
That's it right
About the
there.
caliber
that's
of
very
Jeff's-
cute.
About the caliber of Jeff's
I
joke.
like
Yeah.
that.
And then there's by
Nice.
the way, Richard the cop / Uber driver who goes knock knock. Who's there?
Yeah.
Not Jeff.
Not Jeff. Not Jeff who? Andy is on a cell phone and wants to talk about musicians who are past their prime. Hit me, Andy. What do you got?
Good morning, y'all. Saw Willie Nelson when he was at Avondale a month or so ago, maybe two now.
Mm-hmm.
And he's early to mid-90s, and it was a decent show, but missed the boat by about 25 years.
It was he's still out there touring, but doesn't his family do most of the playing?
Yes, he had two guys with him, and they sang about half the song.
Yeah, that's what I heard. Yeah, all right. Well, he's still out there, and people are still seeing him. He's one of those guys who I think you go see because you say, I just want to say I saw Willie Nelson before he died, you know? And people do it.
Exactly.
That's why I went to see Rod Stewart, and I was pleasantly surprised. Thank you for the call, man. Appreciate you. I just put him on hold. That's not what I was trying to do. Hold on. I forgot how to hang
You
up on
okay?
people. There
Over
we go.
there? Yeah.
It's been a while.
Yeah, we were talking about Rod Stewart earlier this morning needing some oxygen on
Yeah.
the stage
Yeah.
at 81 years old. But he just got over an illness.
Sure. I went to see the
I mean,
Velvet.
even if he wasn't getting over an illness
Yeah.
and he's 81 and he's bouncing around
He-
the stage, I'm
he-
like, give the man some
he
oxygen.
can have oxygen if he
I
wants.
mean, they do it to
Yeah.
football players all the time. NFL players on the sidelines say, "Here, I have some oxygen."
Yeah.
What's any different than a musician who's dancing all over the stage at 81 years old. Give that man some oxygen.
Give him all he wants.
Right.
I say.
I want him to do some more.
Give him
go.
all he wants.
Uh-huh.
Let's see. A survey was conducted having to do with fast food. And while McDonald's was not anybody's favorite burger,
That's funny,
something
huh?
which I've said
Like,
repeatedly,
wow.
McDonald's is never anybody's burger, anybody's favorite burger, but it is the go-to for fast food.
Mhm.
It is the first thing that comes to mind when consumers consider eating fast food, even though other chains are ranked higher for burger quality. They also were number one for fries, not shockingly.
Do you think
Right.
that the McDonald's thing is, and I don't want to say that they're consistent, but they are. You see the golden
Yes.
arches. You
Yes.
pretty much know every single time you order
Yep.
what you're going to get, and the fact that there's one on every street corner. Literally, they did a great job with that early on to put McDonald's everywhere.
They figured out the right places, the
So
places
do
that
you-
they were going to go well.
I
and,
guess my question is, they've done this for so long. Are they just they get that because again they've been around the longest? Is that just a gimme?
certainly, but also you know what you're getting.
Yeah.
You know, that's a big deal. You know what you're getting. I've been to good Wendy's. I've been to bad Wendy's.
Yeah.
McDonald's is pretty much always the same. I mean, I've never really run across that much,
Difference.
yeah, from place to place. We used to have a couple of guys that were in charge of this radio group, Cumulus, who used the McDonald's principle for radio stations. They said they wanted their radio station in, Ogden, Utah, to sound exactly like their radio station in Maine. And they thought, because McDonald's, you know what you're going to get.
Yeah, no,
And my argument was, McDonald's is not anyone's favorite burger,
that's true.
No.
so that's not necessarily what you're after.
Just because it works in Ogden, Utah, doesn't mean it'll work in Maine or Birmingham.
Exactly. Thank God the board rose up and overthrew those two guys. They're gone now. They started the company and they got kicked out. Luke Bryan and Jason Aldean are being sued for $1.4 million because they closed their restaurant immediately, abruptly. They had a Nashville location of the E3 Chop House. It was on 21st Avenue South, and the original lawsuit was filed in Davidson County General Session Court by Brentwood-based GBT Realty Corporation. They didn't really get sued because they closed the Chop House. They got sued because they quit paying the rent.
Yikes.
That would do it.
Yeah.
Look, I think between these two gentlemen, there's plenty of money.
Yeah, and there's a baseball
big
player
deal.
involved as
Yeah.
well, LaRoche, a guy named LaRoche. He owns the original one in Colorado. And he's, so they put out a message, we're hitting pause. We're temporarily pausing operations. We're going to evaluate what Nashville needs next. You don't get to quit paying rent. You signed a deal. You have
gotta
to
pay.
keep paying rent.
Yeah. You got to pay it.
And if the restaurant is losing money, then figure out what you're doing wrong and see if you can right the thing. And if you can't, well, then you
And
may.
again, it's not like they can't pay it.
No.
There's a difference. There's
Yeah.
people out there that can't pay it. They go, oh, what am I going to do now? These guys can pay it. Pay the
They've
money.
got it. You could
Yeah.
go ahead and just give it all to them at once.
Yep.
Here.
One big check.
Take it
Let
all.
me scribble this out to you.
Then there's the story of a restaurant owner who found $12,000 in a cabinet in his Thai restaurant in South Carolina. And he returned the money to the previous owner who left it there.
When I heard this story,
Convenient forget.
Yeah.
when I heard this story, I started thinking, well, what are the odds that the person before him,
Yeah.
the one that he gave the money back to,
Yeah.
he's assuming it's his money because he was the last person there, but maybe it was tucked
Yeah.
into a cabinet that was maybe somebody else down the
Two
road.
owners ago.
Right.
Yeah.
How do you know that for sure? Did you count the money and say, hey, you left some money here. If you tell me how much money you left, I'll give it to you.
For those who don't know, the restaurant industry is notorious for when you pay in cash,
Put it away.
that receipt disappears, that purchase was never made, and that money gets stashed in a cabinet or a drawer somewhere
What are you saying? We should pay cash?
to not
Huh?
have
Is
to
that
pay
what you're saying?
taxes on it. The
You want-
goal is to not have to pay taxes on it. Yeah. So, I mean, I know enough restaurant owners to know that people are doing that. Not Will the Chub Father, by the way. I asked him about that specifically, and he's like, "No, we don't play that."
If
game
I'm Will,
here."
I'm not
Like,
telling you,
okay.
Richard.
That's true. He may have been lying right to my face.
I'm not telling
That
Richard that.
bastard. Now that I think of it, but I guarantee that's what that money was. That was
By the way,
$12,000.
can't wait to try to your wings there, Chub Father.
Don't poison them. Don't poison them. Because of their attempt to go with all natural colors, M&Ms in August will roll out the first bags of M&Ms without artificial colors, which means only red, orange, yellow, and green will get made.
Now this is odd. No brown.
They
And
can't.
you're like, oh,
Yeah.
you're telling me the dye they use in the brown is not like a chocolate, a regular chocolate.
Weird, huh?
It has dye in it
Mm-hmm.
that gives it the brown color.
It actually has a little of the blue dye in it to turn it brown. I
Isn't
don't
that
know,
weird?
But yeah.
And we're
So
about to lose another blue food.
that's right. There will be no blue. Can't get the blue. They can't figure out how to make the blue.
Can
Good
you
luck
say
with it.
berries?
I would think, but look, they're using beets for the red.
Right?
So what's keeping them from? I don't know.
We have.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Look,
We have the power.
We're not food scientists. We've never set foot in a lab. We've never actually played with this. But you and I are going to sit here in this radio studio and
Sure.
solve their problem for them.
Absolutely.
You absolutely will.
Have you looked into? Yeah, we did. Believe it or not, we looked
again,
into everything.
common sense would say, and you're right. We're not experts in the field. You're using beets for the red.
Yeah.
Let's think of another blue food that we could
What
use
do you
blue.
got? What do you got? Grapes?
Or get somewhere
We'll get some
close to
grapes.
that, you
We'll
know?
Get some blueberries. There's got to be something here. Campbell's Soup discontinued their condensed New England clam chowder. I used to love New England clam chowder. I have now had a can of it sitting in my pantry for about 2 years. It's going to go out today with the garbage because I'm clearly never going to open it, and I'm sure it's past its freshness date.
Yeah, double check the
Yeah,
dates.
one would think.
Seems like every time I open that pantry and look at it, I go, yeah, not today. And then I just don't
Throw it
ever
out.
eat it. So it's like, yeah, it's time to go. But their condensed version, back in the day when I was Poe and I would eat soup quite a bit because it was inexpensive. You can get a full meal out of that for, at the time, it was under $1, 88 cents or something like that. But you could never get that thick enough. Once you put it in the pot and then you added the water, even if you only added like a half a can of water, if you didn't add water at all, it was too thick and glumpy. But even if you just added half a can of water, it's like, this is not right. This is just not tasting right. So they figured that out and they said, we're not selling it anymore. Now all you can get is the ready-to-eat, heat up the can, chow down version. Thank you, Campbell.
Okay, then.
And Welch's has a new jelly, first one in 30 years.
Do they now?
Are you ready for this?
Yeah, go.
4-berry spread.
Oh,
4-berry.
4 berries.
Ooh, yum.
Just judging from the picture on the front, they have got strawberry, blackberries, blueberries, and raspberries.
Oh, yes.
I could see that. That would work pretty good.
Be worth trying.
Didn't they have one of those? Like, it seems like when I go to the hotel and I get toast, they have the little cube of jelly that you pull the top off of.
Oh, yeah.
Didn't they have like a 4-berry spread or a multi-berry spread or something like that? Am
Might have
I
been
mistaken
two.
on that?
Maybe.
2, no more than 2. If I got 2 of those, would they then be 4-berry spread, or how would that work exactly? Okay, 9:49
not
with
sure,
Dixon and
Richard.
Vining.
Did they have 4? We're gonna now the next time we're out of town or something,
Yes.
we're gonna be like, somebody check out the little
Time I step
cube
into
of the
a
berry. What flavors
hotel.
are in there?
I'm taking a look. All right, it is Dixon and Vining on Talk 99.5. The Dixon and Vining question of the day is coming our way next.
to love.
9:54, Dixon and Vining, Talk 99.5, talk995.com. Thanks a heap for hanging out with us this morning. Skippy and Jimbo coming your way in just a few short minutes. That would be the line with Andrew McLean. And, of course, Leland Live starts at 2. Love having you here all day. Talk to so many people Saturday night who are all-day listeners. And some who just listen to you and I and then just shut the radio off. They're like, nope, not going to get any better than that.
Wow.
I know. I was shocked.
We would welcome you to listen to the rest of the day.
You could go ahead and give it a shot.
But as long as you listen to us, you're good.
Yeah, don't leave us. Don't leave us. Keith texts in and says, New England clam chowder, you add milk, not water. I don't like adding milk because there's the chance of scalding, and then everything's ruined. Nothing is good. So, yeah, I have added milk. Still can't get it to the consistency that I was happy with, so now I don't even eat it at all, obviously.
You just got to get homemade.
Yeah.
Have somebody that really knows how to do it.
Need to go up to New England.
Or at least get the non-condensed kind.
Head up. Drew says, I ate cold McDonald's fries last night, and it was like eating packing peanuts.
Why did you do that to yourself, Drew?
You didn't have to
Don't
wait
eat 'em
overnight. You could have
cold.
just waited like
7 minutes.
I was going to say 10, but okay, 7.
7 minutes.
7 minutes and then it's done.
Doug, referring to Rod Stewart, says more oxygen, less cocaine.
Oh.
Pretty sure he's not doing cocaine. I could be
Not
wrong.
anymore.
At the age of 81, he's probably done all the
You're
cocaine.
looking for a heart attack.
Yeah, exactly. You do start to get a little bit more practical in old age. Like, I'm not doing that, and I'm going to bed at 8:30 on shows, on nights that I don't have a show. You know, you begin paying a little closer attention. Jeff says, Norm told it way better, referring to the moth joke. Yes, Norm Macdonald has told that joke before, but it's a very old joke. It's not. He didn't invent it, I can tell you that right now. Let's see. Fact check, says Jim from Foley. The first black president was Bill Clinton.
According to Arsenio Hall, I guess, yeah.
Yeah. Many people say so. Cheated on his wife. Lied to the American people.
I don't think you want to put him in that category.
I didn't.
I know.
That would
I'm
be.
just saying.
That's Jim.
Those that are doing it.
Jim from Foley. And Sean, speaking of the 5 tons of marijuana that was discovered, said still not enough weed to kill anybody.
Oh, I don't know.
It's true. It's true.
I don't know if you tried to smoke it all at one time.
Yeah, you can't smoke it all at once. You got to spread that out over 3-4 days.
5 tons.
Dixon and Vining's question of the day.
What is a conspiracy theory you buy into wholly or partly? Steve?
Always have. JFK assassination.
A lot of people feel that way. What about you, Valerie Vining?
After seeing last night the Golden State Killer investigating the death of Marilyn Monroe, I'm suspicious.
Me too. Very much so. Yeah, there was a lot of funny business
Do
going
you
on.
realize
with
she
that.
would have been 100 years old June 1?
She would never
100.
She never would have made it.
No, not even close. She was 60-something years short of that.
Dwayne's got a few. Epstein didn't kill himself. Michelle is a man. Biden that we see now isn't Biden. There's one that I'm gonna partly buy into that. The Biden isn't Biden thing.
And you said wholly or in part, yeah.
Yeah. When you look at facial pictures of the guy and you notice there's some stuff on your face that you're never going to change. Your earlobes, the distance between your nose and your mouth. There's some stuff in there that's never going to change. And when you look at 2 pictures side by side, you go, that's not the same
him.
guy. That's not the same guy. It's weird.
We've been daved.
Mm-hmm. Democrat politicians want open borders so they can let illegals vote for them. It's all about power, says Sharon. The Las Vegas mass shooting was carried out by one 64-year-old man who carried 500 pounds of weapons and ammo into a casino on the 32nd floor and fired over 1,000 rounds by himself with bump stock. Yeah, in other words, he doesn't believe any of that. Let's see. They all come true. What's left? Flat Earth? I'm not willing to rule it out. Thank you, Lee.
Okay, then.
Janet says, no flag on the moon. Joey says that Don Knotts was a ladies' man. Maybe not a conspiracy theory, but more likely to be true. I've read too many reports he loved the ladies and that they loved him. All righty. Russell says all of them. Simply all of them. Lisa says the moon is made of cheese. Mozzarella, I pray. Kenny says 100% believe Courtney Love killed Kurt Cobain. You're not alone. Many people feel that way. Planet Earth was seeded by aliens, says Rob Clifton.
Well, there's a theory.
Uh-huh.
Wow.
Democrat election fraud and corruption. No great mathematician, but having more voter turnout members than registered voters just doesn't add up. Yeah, I think I also buy into the 2020 election was stolen. I don't believe for a second that Joe Biden got 81 million votes.
Math
after
doesn't work.
Yeah, when you see what happened 4 years later, you go, none of this is working.
No.
Something very funny here. Nobody answer. That's how they get you, says Mike. I love it. All right, thanks to everybody for participating. We'll be back tomorrow, dark and early, 6 a.m. Talk at you then. Dixon inviting. Bye-bye now.